After the conversation he had with the eagle, Black Horse started running around the compound at the speed he does when he normally draws the cart. Later he wanted to know the limits of his speed run. So, he put on extra speed, and added on more and more. He was galloping with the highest speed he has ever done. He never knew he has such ability to speed up. He cannot understand why his master never used his maximum speed. Since this day onwards, he started to think how he could use this potential power inside him to set himself free. At noon Cora came back home finishing his duty. He transferred the turn to Black Horse and went for his break. While pulling the cart, Black Horse wanted to use his inner power, so he slowly increased his speed. However, the master held him back with the rein no to. He was not upset by that. Rather he felt even happier than the other working days. The happiness you feel when you started to become free is much higher than the happiness you feel as a subject, he said to himself. Black Horse spent the day with such thoughts and finished his day's work. When he got back home, the master, as usual, provided the 2 horses with the salted barley. The master tapped Black Horse's back and said, "These days you are showing off some attitude. You need to do something about that. Otherwise, having that attitude you and I would probably not be able to make it longer. Is this what you wanted? You didn't listen to me, now look how you made our master disappointed," said Cora with anger. The next morning the duty turn was of Cora, but Black Horse raised early with Cora. "Where are you going?" "Did you forget that I am taking the morning shift?" said Cora. "I know, as you wake up early to fulfill your master's wish, I also should wake up in the morning to fulfill mine." "I don't get that. Since you are not in the process of change, you cannot get such idea." Cora left him with anger and go to the cart he is about to pull. Black Horse continued to run around the compound. "What are you doing?" said Cora on his way out. "You see, when you run today to fulfill your thought, you cannot know for sure where you will end up. However, you would certainly know that you are breaking away from being subservient," said Black Horse. Cora left the compound nodding his head and feeling pity for Black Horse. Black Horse continued running in the compound. He was increasing his speed gradually, and finally he stormed out of the compound with his maximum speed. Now Black Horse is dashing into the town's road on top of his speed. It seems no one would stop him from the run. At the same time, Cora was drawing the master's carriage on the street. Black Horse arrived behind him. As he approached the carriage, Cora suddenly looked at him to his side. "Black Horse! Black Horse! Wait up!" Cora tried to call him as loud as he could. Black Horse did not want to hear his call even for a second. When you escape to get your freedom from the hands of your ruler, if you cannot fully and immediately launch your inner power and ability, you will fall back again in the hands of your rulers without a doubt, said Black Horse to himself. Cora and the master stood in a total disbelief at what they were seeing. Cora was awestruck by the speed of Black Horse. The master went furious since he knew he couldn't stop him. Without slowing down for a moment, Black Horse went out of the town's premise. After traveling for a while in the outskirts, he stopped and started looking around the area. He found himself in the middle of a lush green field. He sighed heavily and said, "This is what freedom is. So is living with honor in the land of our dreams." The area where Black Horse now stood on is beautiful. He has never knew the existence of such place when he used to live in his master's house. A pure spring water is flowing, the singing voices of the birds satisfies the soul. The animals with no masters are dancing on the field without a keeper. Black Horse stayed in the place for months. The new life has become suitable for him. No one rules over him at this place. He can go anywhere he likes at any time, without a permission or so. He can eat whatever he got in the area. After living such life for a while, he remembered what the eagle told him once. If you are living in freedom and if your freedom is not achieved by the sweat and toil of others people, you would surely want to help those who are in trouble. At this moment, he remembered Cora, his childhood pal who is still suffering from slavery. He wanted to go to Cora and bring him to this place of freedom. As he thought about it, the next morning, he went back to the town where Cora lives. He thought he would get Cora either on the streets of the town pulling a carriage or having his break time in the compound. However, when Black Horse arrived near the compound of his former master, he found Cora standing outside the compound becoming so scraggy and weak. "How are you, Cora?" said Black Horse, feeling so sad about Cora. "I am good, my friend," said Cora with full of tears in his eyes. He couldn't believe what he was witnessing. While he became out of shape and order, he saw Black Horse so consoled and in good shape. Cora felt so disheartened. "What happened to you? You are not the Cora I knew before. You are so skinny and even covered with wounds." "Yes. Had I taken your advice earlier," Cora started weeping. "It is not necessary now to repent and feeling bad about the past. What is important for you is to think how to make your future right. How could you get into this anyway? How about your master? After you left, our master became furious and he poured misery on top of misery upon me. I started to work double the shift. When I get home exhausted, I cannot have enough to eat as before. I tried to serve in this condition for a while. However, later on, I couldn't handle it any further as I drained my whole strength. When the master saw my condition, he bought 2 new horses and threw me out. I don't know anywhere to go. Now I stay closer to my master's compound and pick the leftover straws from the new horses," said Cora in utter grief. Black Horse felt so sad about his friend. If Cora had listened to his advice, he wouldn't be in such state today. "If you listen to me now, you can still get your freedom," said Black Horse. "I am listening," said Cora immediately. Today Cora accepts the advice without any hesitation. Because he has seen the course that life has taken him in reality. "I try to use it effectively. Just tell me what to do. Now let's run out of this town as fast as we can. There is a great potential of running within you. If you can use your capacity, you will be free." Cora agreed with Black Horse. First, they slowly ran around area. Then Black Horse bolted forward with a high speed to where he came from. Cora tried his best to follow Black Horse, but as he ran for short distance, he lost his power completely and collapsed down. Cora passed away. When Black Horse reached out of the town and glanced back to see Cora, he realized that Cora didn't follow him and collapsed on his way. Before the time of your falling arrives, at the time of your prime days, if you don't break away from your master's reign, you cannot get the freedom you wish in the last days of your life. The strong horses of today should realize this, said Black Horse, and then he went to live in the land of peace, love and freedom. This is the story of Black Horse. Grounding on the truth that states, Beb has given freedom and victory to the human being, this story is a symbolized narration of humanity whose freedom has fallen in the hands of spiritual beings. In the introduction, there was a phrase, if we understand this. How do we understand this thought? Welcome to Admesh. Path of Wisdom, Tibet. A system from ancient Ethiopia that teaches humanity was created to reach the highest honor, not by worship, but through inner freedom, thought, and life. Here you'll learn to reconnect with the truth beyond time, and awaken what has been forgotten.